Hello and welcome to the lesson 5 in module 7. The lesson 5 is about variation. It is one of a simple lesson among all the other lessons. Let's quickly start this lesson with the learning objectives. That is to recognize and solve direct and joint variations of equations and to recognize and solve inverse and combined variation equations. We will look into both these objectives in this video, and the keywords in this lesson are direct variation, constant of variation, joint variation, inverse variation, and combined variation. So let's begin. You will come across all these keywords as we move on. About direct and joint variation, what exactly does that mean? Now, over here, this is a very important statement, but we can use other methods as well. See, now if y varies directly with x, there is some non-zero constant such that y equals kx. Now, what this means is it's about proportionality. Now, imagine, sorry, let me just go back over here. Imagine a quantity y is proportional to x in the sense, what does this exactly mean is, now imagine a real world example. Now, if you eat more, say now you eat more calories, so that is y. As you eat more, your physical weight might increase. So that is, as this goes up, this is also going up. This is not equal to each other. But when you equate it, when this is being equated, you get a constant value and x. So this is the concept behind it. Now, how do we understand this is, it depends, the k value depends, but if there are two quantities of the same kind, then this k value will cancel. Now imagine eating more, so this is C1, sorry, this is 1 and this is 1. Now divide both of this by 2 and this also kx2. So this k will be the same, it basically cancels out and you're remaining with the given variables. That is a concept which we will now learn. I'll tell you in the problems directly. Now this is about direct variation, and joint variation is there are more than one quantity. You can see over here, it's not only x, there is another quantity z that is also varying directly. Now we will see a problem, you'll understand it so easily. Now there are textbook methods, but you can follow the method which I'm saying, because this my students find this easier and many others do find this easier rather than the textbook method. Now whichever you find easy, just follow that. Now let's see this. If y varies directly as x and y, sorry, let's first write it. Y is varying directly with x. That means y is having a relationship with x. Okay, now this is wrong, but I'm just going to write the entire formula in a bit, so I've just written it like this. Now y equals x, y is varying directly, and there are two quantities given. So now the first one, and y is minus 3 when x is 24. So if I take this y1, then this will be x1, and we need to find y, another one, when this is 2. These both are second values. So now what I'll do is, this is y1 is equal to x1. Now divide this by the other quantities, y2 divided by x2. Now all you do is substitute this, in the sense when you're substituting all the values, let's see, it'll be minus 3 equals 24 divided by y2 is unknown, so you leave it as it is, divided by minus 16. Now you can simplify this as it is by cross multiplication or directly in calculator. 16 times 3 is 32, 48. So it will be 48, it will be positive, minus and minus, equals y2 times 24. So this 24 goes to the other side, it will be 48 divided by 24, that's equal to y2, or that is equal to 2. So this is the answer. So let's just check the answer. Now this is another method where you're writing divided by, it's fine, whatever it is, it'll be the same thing. Over here what they do is y1 divided by x1 equals k, and this k also is equal to y2 by x2, and then they equate it. Ultimately your answer will be the same. This is the thing. But if you understand the concept, because it's directly varying, I'm writing it up. Now this, if you understand this, the next part will be easy. Why? Because now I've told you when it's directly varying, it's up, right? Now what if it's indirectly varying? In the sense, it's inversely varying. Then it would be y1 equals 1 by x1. So this is the concept. If it's directly varying, it's y1 and x1. Indirectly, it would be y1 equals 1 by x1. I hope this is clear. So if it's direct, it will be in the same pace, up and up. If it's indirect, this is equal to 1 by x1. So this is how we can solve it. The answer will be the same whichever method you use. Now we will see this problem. Please do try pausing the video and solving it by yourselves, and then we will check the answer together. I do hope you try to solve the problem together. I mean by yourself. Sorry. Now then, we will do this. Again, let's read it carefully. Y varies directly as x. Okay. So now I can write y1 equals x1 because it's directly varying. Now, and then that's only two factors. So the second factor will be down over here divided by x2. Now here, let's substitute. y1 is minus 9 when x, see these both are in relation. Why? Because y is equal to negative 9 when x is 6. So these both are together grouped up. Find y1 when, find x2 because 1 is already taken when x is so much. You can even interchange this. If you take this as y2, the first one, this must be x2. Then y1, x1. Up to you. And now let me just substitute. It's negative 9 divided by x is, that side, let me write y2 here. That is equal to 6 divided by minus 7. Cross multiply, I'll get the answer. I'll directly take this over here and all the other numbers to left side. Minus 9 times minus 7 divided by 6 equals y2. Now negative cancels off. Before I start multiplying, I'll just take this as it goes 2 times and this goes 3 times. And you can even further divide it, but let me just multiply it. 7 times 3 is 14, 21. It will be positive 21 by 2. That's y2, that is equal to 10.5. This is the final answer, 10.5. So that's it. If you don't want to solve this directly, I mean manually, you can just use the calculator. Use this directly in calculator, you'll get it. That's the answer. Now the next problem here. Suppose y varies jointly as x and z. Find y when x equals 4 and z is minus 3. Okay, they have asked you to find y when these both are given. So in the question itself, there's joint variation, but you must realize that this over here is 1. If this is 1, this is 1. And this is also 1. Now all these, if all these are together, if y is so much, when x2, z2. Now since they are jointly varying, they are all together. So if it's y1, I write equal to, it will be x1, z1. Divided by over here, it will be y2. This will be x2, z2. That's it. Now I do the substitution. y1 is unknown. That is equal to 4 multiplied with minus 3 divided by, what about the other terms? I will, over here it is minus 15 and over here we have minus 6 times 1. I will use the calculator and solve this directly just to show you. Here all you need to do is substitute y1, the unknown variable, as x divided by minus 15. If you take it over here, you just have to multiply it, but anyways, let me put it as it is. 4 times minus 3. Okay, now since it's multiplication and division, I can put it over here, it's fine, but I'll just write it as it is. 4 times, always negative sign. If you use bracket, it's a good habit, but in this case it'll give you the answer nonetheless. But anyways, I'll just try using the brackets. Multiplied by 1. And okay, you can't press equal to, you'll get an error because equal to is this, so you need to press shift and solve, then equal to. The answer is negative 30. So the final answer, negative 30. Just 2 steps and then the answer. Now let's see this one. Please pause the video, try it by yourselves. It'll be more, you'll be practicing more and more. Now here the formula will remain the same, this part. It's just that these values, let's check whether it's true. This is y, yeah, it's all same. Only the thing is substitution will differ. Let me just, these are fine. Let me rub these. And this formula will remain same, and only the values change over here. So the values here would be, so this is y1, z1, z1, okay? And over here we have x1 is minus 4 times minus 5 divided by y2 is minus 135 divided by x2 is 5 multiplied with negative 9. Okay, so finally it started writing properly, thank God. Now then, over here we can directly put this in calculator. Here all you need to do is, see, I'm going to use the same one because some values are similar. It's negative 135 here, and this is minus 4, I'll use the bracket, multiplied with negative 5 divided by just 5 here. You can have bracket anyways, no problem if it's positive as well, and it's minus 9. So shift and solve, the answer would be 60. The answer is 60 over here. Now which y? This y over here. y2 is basically 16. Very easy, very straightforward. All you need to do is the variation. You should just remember that. Now let us see inverse and combined variation. Basically inverse variation is something that is inversely 1 by x. This k cancels out, so you can just write 1 by x, or you can write xy. It's up to you, but it's really easier to understand by 1 by x, okay? So now we let me combined would be, you know, one would be directly varying, one would be inversely varying, okay? So say for example, the you know, you're going to expensive restaurants, so you might increase the calorie, but you might reduce no, that's not good. I mean, you might burn your money, you know, because it's expensive, you know. So that's the thing. One goes up, that's your weight, but your money will go down. Okay, that's a very not a good example. Let's see over here. Okay, we don't have real world over here. So just understand, if sometimes in real cases, one quantity varies directly, but one more might indirectly be affected. Okay, so that's the thing. Now, here let us start solving this one. What about it? See, m varies inversely with n. So they have told m varies inversely 1 by n. And there are two quantities. You should have two quantities. So I can write this as m1 divided by, so m2. Now what about n? This is n1, right? m1 1 by n1. m2 over here, it will be upside. So it will be like this, n2. Okay. So divided n2, again divided by n2 would make it go to the numerator. So that's it. So inversely, see, this is not direct. m1 is inverse down, over here it's inversed. So that's it. Now let's substitute over here. Let me take this as 1 when n is 1. So I need to solve for 2. Now all I do is minus 4 equals, what is n2 value? It is minus 10 divided by, what is m2? That is unknown. So let me write it as it is, divided by positive 6 is m1. So all you can do is put in the calculator and solve it, or you can just do cross multiplication. Minus 4. Anyways, minus 6 times 4, it's the same thing. It can be interchangeable. Equals m2, but don't forget to divide over here by negative 10. So this minus cancels off. You're getting 6 times 4 is 24. Divided by 10, that is 2.4 equals m2. So that would be the answer, 2.4, or you can use your calculator. So that's it. This is very easy and simple. Please do try to solve this problem by yourselves, and then we will continue. Please pause the video now and try it. I hope at least some of you have tried it at least. Now I'll continue over here. So they have told y varies inversely. So y1 equals 1 by x1. But since there are two quantities, I'll write y2 and over here it will be x2. All you need to do is substitute. See, this is x1 when y1, x2 when y2. So that's it. So x1, y1 is given as 3 divided by y2 is to be found out. That is equal to x2 is given as 18 divided by minus 3. All you need to do is cross multiply and solve. It will be 3 times minus 3 divided by 18. That is equal to y2. So 3 goes 1 time, 3 goes 5, 6 times, again 2 times and 1 time. It will be negative half or 0.5. Why? Because this minus remains. There's only one minus sign and 1 by 2. So the answer is negative half. It's 0.5 or this, whichever option is there. That's it. So that's how we do it. Now again, combined variation. See, it's very easy, very simple. If you just understand one concept, you can solve all the problems easily. Here, suppose A varies directly as B and A varies inversely as C. Okay, A varies directly with B, so B will be up, but C will be down. We need to find the following. So let's do it. Let's write the relation. So if I have A1, that will be directly varying with B. Let me just increase the thickness. B1 and directly varies, and this is divided by C1. Why? It's inversely varying. So direct will be up, numerator on the other side of equal to, inverse limits will be down. So now over here I should write A2, and what about this? If C1 is down, the C2 will be up, B1 is up, so B2 will be down. Now substitute the values. Here we have, let's see, find B, that means this is 1 when A1 C1, all the others are second. You should just read the question. It's important to group them together. Now all you do is substitute. So it's 6 divided by, what is A2? A2 is minus 49. That is equal to B1. What is B1? Unknown. So that is what we are solving. C2 is given as 3 divided by C1 is 28 multiplied with B2 is 7. All you need to do is solve. You can take everything to one side and simplify. It will be 6 times 28 times 7 divided by minus 49 times 3 comes down 3. So 7 7s are 49, 1 time, 7 times, 7 1 times, and this is 3 4 times over here. 3 1 time and 2 times. So the answer would be negative 8. That is equal to B1. So this is the answer. It's minus 8. That's it. You can put this directly in calculator and solve. It's up to you. Okay, the answer is correct. So that's the answer. I hope this is clear. So please do try. See, now when the value A2 and C2 is so much, this is varying. See, now this is like, if you want to understand it practically, now if there is something, if you burn 1000, okay, let me take it as 1000 calories, 1000 calories per day, you will lose, say, 1 kg or 0.5 kgs. Okay, just imagine this is not true, but anyways, I'm not sure about it. Now, how much if you burn 5000 calories, how much grams kgs will you burn? So it's just cross multiplication, right? So this is 5 times increase, so this will be 5 times, you'll burn 2.5 kgs. So same way, the first quantity of a group, this group is something that's happening. With this relationship, you should find what is the other group, or from the second group you should find the first group. Something is happening, some relation is given, so what is the other relation? So it's very straightforward, you know. So that's how it is. Now yes, suppose M varies. Please do pause the video and do this by yourselves and then continue watching it. Now I will solve it here. So M varies directly as N. So let me write it out. M1 is equal to directly with N, so it's N1, and M varies inversely with P, so over here it will be P1. Now what is the second quantity? M2, P2 and N2. It's just that they won't be together. If M1 is up, M2 will be down. Over here N1, N2 down. P1 is down, so P2 is up. Now all you do is substitute. Now they have told find M, like if I consider this as 1, when N1 and P1 are given, then the rest of the values will be 2. So M1 is unknown, so M1 divided by M2 is negative 4 by 3. That must be equal to, what is N1? 20 times P2 is 9 divided by P1 is 25 times 6. Okay. Now here, just make sure when you're substituting these values, don't make wrong. If you do this wrong, so instead of P2, I put P1 here, entire answer is wrong. Okay. Now I just simplify this, take it to the other side and simplify. I can simplify this over here a bit, 4, and this is 5. 5 goes 4 times over here, 5 times. This is 2 times 3 goes over here, 3. 2 times 1s and 2, so you're gonna get over here 6 by 5. Now we have this, let's take it to the other side, so it'll be M1 equals 6 by 5 multiplied with negative 4 by 3. So we need to simplify this again 1 time, and you get 2 times over here, so it'll be negative 8 by 5. Okay, or it's negative 1.6. So the answer is negative 1.6, because negative 8 by 5, if you see, it'll be negative 1.6. That's it. If you're not in fractions, you can write in decimal. Now we will see another last one, I guess, real world problem. Write and solve a combined variation. A rider's speed in miles per hour varies jointly with revolutions per minute, RPM. Now what is this revolutions per minute? It's number of time it rotates. Now imagine I'm sure you must have seen the driver's seat of the car. There are gauges, right? Now you can see there'll be a speed gauge which shows how over here, if this is the wheel, this is the wheel, there'll be, okay, it's very bad drawings. Now the driver's seat, there is the wheel, the steering, that's called, and the back side you can see like 2 gauges. There'll be 1 gauge over here which shows how much is the speed, you know, if it's it starts over here 0, 40, 50 and all that, and left side there'll be something 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This tells you the revolutions per minute, okay, or rotation. So now if it is 2, this is multiplied by 1000, so it is 2000 times the tire is rotating at that particular moment when the car is moving. So that gives you the time, okay, RPM, rotations per minute. If it is, say, when you accelerate at once, it'll be about 3 or something, it goes high. That means the tires are rotating 3000 times per minute. So that's about RPM. Now here, the number of teeth of the front gear and inversely with the number of teeth on the rear gear on the flat stretch of the road, the rider is traveling. Okay, I'll just read it again. Anyways, see, now they're just telling which is directly varying and which is indirectly varying here. Even if you just look at, see, varies jointly, okay, that's good. What is happening inversely with what number of teeth on the rear gear, and where is it directly varying? So if you can just see for the important points and directly solve it as well. Here you might be thinking as well, what is teeth? Now if you have seen a bicycle, since it's a bicycle or a rider, you know, the cycles will have in the front, backside, especially if you have 2 gears, now the gear cycle will be something like this, and then that circle part, this is the wheel. Okay, that is a very, now imagine this is the cycle, somehow it's connected. Okay, this is the tire, and there'll be a gear, right? This will have the teeth like this, okay, that sharp things, that's basically the teeth, the number of teeth. That is the thing. You can see a cycle near the tire, at the center of the tire. It will be small. You can see the sharp lines, they are the teeth. Now over here, let's see what exactly has been told. So rider speed in miles per hour jointly varies. So now jointly means directly varies. Now I'll write it as I read it. So what I'll do is, for the speed, I will take it as S. Okay, S1 equals, it's jointly varying with the revolution minutes of RPM of pedal Okay, I'll write pedal P1 RPM, and number of teeth in the front gear. Front gear is the F1. I'll write it as F1. And inversely, so this is F. Let me just change it. Here, F1, okay? And inversely with, that means it'll go down with the rear gear. Rear means backside, okay? So inversely varies with the number of teeth on the rear gear. So I'll write it as R1. Okay, this is the relationship. That's it. Now, if you know this much, if you just read the two lines, you'll get it. Now, S2 equals what? This will be R2, and over here it'll be P2, F2. That's it. Now, all you need to do is substitute the data given. See, on a flat stretch of the road, a rider is traveling. What is this? The speed. 17.1 divided by, now, R while using the front gear with 50 teeth. So F1 is how much? F1 is 50. But we need the other things as well. And the rear teeth, how much is it? 16 divided by R1 is 16. And the pedaling RPM is 70. So this is 70. All the ones are done. P1 is done, F1, R1. Now what about the second part? Find the speed. This S2 is need to be solved when she bikes uphill using a front gear teeth of 34. See, the F2 is 34 teeth. So I'll write F2 away directly, 34. And the rear gear teeth is 23. That is upside R2. And lastly, we have 70. That's pedaling P2 70. So I'll just write over here, this is second, this is second, and this is the second. This is all the first speed is first, this is first, and this is first. Now there's too many values to be calculated. It'll take a long time, so I'll just use the calculator. All you need to do over here is substitute this. First one is 17.1 divided by S2 is unknown. That is equal to 70 times, let me put that symbol, division symbol. 70 times 50 into 23 divided by 16 into 34 into 70. Just press shift and solve. And the answer is 8.08. Let's just check the answer. So 8.089 corresponds to 8.1. So the speed over here in the second case with the rear gear, with the pedal speed and everything would be 8.1. So this would be, see now, whichever method I told you, instead of all this, it'll just give you the answer in 2 steps, isn't it? So just try to follow this method. If you understand this, you can apply this anywhere and it's very, very easy. So that's how you basically solve it up. That's it. And now then we have a real world problem over here. I would highly encourage all of you to pause the video now and please do this by yourselves, and then we will continue. I hope you tried it by yourself. Now let's see over here the earned run average ERA of a baseball. So that is A. I'll just take it as A of a baseball pitch varies directly. A1 varies directly with what? The number of runs earned, R1, and inversely with the pitch innings, so P1. Now only this is required. Then you know what is other thing? A2, over here it will be P2, R2. Now let's see what is given. In one season, a pitcher has a ERA of 2.475. So let's take it as 1, A1, with pitches how much? 80 innings, 1, 1. All the other things are 2. So let's substitute the first ones. 2.475 divided by, I'll take the second one directly. It's 2.25 ERA. That's A over here. Now that's earned run average, ERA, short form. Then R1, what's the runs earned? Over here it's 22 divided by, what is the pitches? 80. P1 and R1 is done. Now what is P2? After pitching in the second, see over here, this next one is 1, 1, 2. What is R2? We don't know. We need to solve the runs. R2 is unknown. This is it. So all you do is put it in the calculator and solve it. So let me use the calculator. Here, just substitute it as it is. I'm just going to clear this off and write it. 2.475 divided by 2.25. That is equal to 22 divided by 80 So let me go up 22 into 112 divided by 80 times alpha x. Now let me press shift and solve. The answer is 28. So we write the proportion that you can use. See, this is the proportion which I've written over here. A1 by A2 equals R1 P2 divided by P1 R2. Now in your textbook it might change in different cases. It's fine. You can, if you know this relation, just move this P1 to the other side or R1 to the other side, you can get it. Okay, so that's it. Or this, if it's writing, this is more than enough. And the answer over here, we got 28. If you solve this, you'll get 28. That is it. So it's very straightforward, and that's the end of this lesson. I hope you have understood it, and I hope you have found the shortcut method easy, direct method. So that's it for this lesson. And if you have any doubts, please do post them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And until the next video, take care and all the best. Bye-bye for now.